See, competition. Remember that? That is why we said paropakarartham idam shariram. So what did they do? They mutated again to eat oxygen and live. So we are the same germs now. But how did we come about? The germs said, let us donate some part to others. Paropakarartham idam shariram. What did they donate? A DNA. Germs donated their DNA and made the first nucleated cell 200,000 billion years ago. That cell is you. You were one cell with a nucleus. Germs had no nucleus. So the nucleated cell came from the germs donating their DNA. So what are you today? You can't say, I am the man. No. You are the DNA of the germ. And in your own chlorophyll, the gene, you have only about 23,000 human genes in your chromosome. But you have 2.5 trillion germ genes. That is what is called the human metagenome. So all our Western dead science says, I'll do stem cell, I'll do this, I'll do genetic engineering. All this is false because it's not scientific for the simple reason. You can't prepare a stem cell outside the human body and then put it into the human body, because a gene which is put into the body can only penetrate in the atmosphere. And what is the atmosphere? The human consciousness, human mind. And the human mind doesn't accept it, you can't grow. So all stem cell research to date has been a failure, but it's a big money. But body can produce stem cells. When you break a bone, there's a clot there. When the bone breaks, there's a clot. And if you take one RBC from that clot, put it under live medium, under the microscope, electron microscope, and watch it every day, the RBC becomes bigger, nucleated, puts out pseudopodia, and very soon becomes a pluripotent stem cell. That is how your bone, when it is put together by the doctor, and the doctor takes the credit for healing it. No, he doesn't do nothing. He only puts them together. And this stem cell produces bone, muscle, vessel, nerve, skin, everything. And the bone heals. So the old saying in the Indian language, I only dress the wound, God heals it, is also scientific. Who heals it? The stem cell. Look at the salamander. Palli. Cut its tail. It will grow. How does it grow? It can produce its own stem cells. You can do that for yourself. If you cut your tail, it will not grow. But we can make it grow, provided we go to the nature. What does a salamander do? Two things it does. Salamander secretes a slimy fluid which kills all germs which come and infect. Number two, there is electricity in the cell, 50 millivolts difference between the inside and the outside of the cell. It reverses it. When it is reversed, the cell starts growing. You can grow a cut finger, you can grow a wound, leprosy wound, anything you can grow. It requires only energy. Again, old idea from India. Now see, these stem cells, the germs gave DNA to make you, because they thought fighting, competition doesn't help, cooperation helps. So you are here because of the germs. Did you understand that? So if you want to continue your progeny, you have to cooperate. And this is the message you have to give your child in the school. Education is not just putting the stuff from the book onto the child's mind. No. Education is preparing a healthy mind. Healthy mind. What is a healthy mind? Any idea what a healthy mind is? Young lady with white, you. What is a healthy mind? Good girl. That's right. Good girl, you said it. Healthy mind is a mind with enthusiasm to work. What are you here for? Working. If you don't work, you don't exist. A lot of us don't want to work now because government gives 1 rupee rice and half an thing. If you go to Chennai, 1 rupee, 1 idli, 2 rupees, 1 sambar sadam, 2 rupees tair sadam, and he gets 10 rupees dole, so he can comfortably live. Still will have 5 rupees for the evening dose. You know what it is. So nobody wants to work. That is a bad society. If you don't work, you don't survive. And if you don't work, you die. And health depends on working. Nobody has died because of working. People have died because of laziness. If you sit in a chair for hours together, you lose 1 day in your lifespan. Those hours you walk, you gain 3 days in your lifespan. Now see the difference between standing in one place and lecturing and walking about. The difference is very simple. When I walk about, the circulation gets enhanced. So my brain cells get better blood supply, better oxygen, and they are happier. So if brain cells are happier, you are happy, right? But the present education is not like that. We fill the student with the hatred of competition. You first rank, second rank. Do you know what has happened to that education? Now people are repenting. In the Berkeley University, the PhDs from Berkeley are supposed to be credited to be almost ready for Nobel Prize. On about 10% of the Berkeley PhDs get a Nobel Prize in their life. But today audit shows 47% of PhDs from Berkeley University have committed suicide. Frustration. Competition leads to frustration. 10% of Berkeley University PhDs are unemployed. Can you believe that? But it's a fact. Because they are trained only with knowledge, not wisdom. There's a difference between the two. What is the difference? No, let us see. You are all teachers. You are now supposed to, because you know your motto, knowledge is power. Which is not true. It should be wisdom is power. What's the difference between the two? Knowledge dwells in heads replete with thoughts of other men. I have read this book, I have heard so many, I have read this, I have read the internet, idiot box and things like that. No. Wisdom is attentive their own. When you think for yourself, you become wise. When you know a lot, two things happen. Knowledge is very proud because it knows so much. I am a PhD, I am, ABCD. Wisdom is so humble because it knows no more. So when the day you reach as a teacher that you don't know anything, you are a wise teacher. Because a wise man or a wise woman knows he or she is a fool. Did you understand that? But a fool always thinks he is very wise. That's all the difference. So, wisdom and knowledge, far from being one, have nothing in common. They are two different entities. So, you must try to put in some wisdom, which is the student must develop. And how does he develop? From the ancient wisdom of evolutionary biology. Sharing and caring, which is called spirituality. What does it do? Even a germ had that idea to give a DNA to you. You didn't have an idea to give something to your neighbor. You put a compound wall. Tight. Don't want to go there. People were trying to send people to the moon. I wrote to Abdul Kalam, why do you encourage this? It costs 160 lakh crores to go to the moon. What are you going to do there? You are not the first to go. You are the 69th to go. And we don't want to colonize moon and fight for Star Wars. What are you going there for? I told him, try and see that every Indian comfortably goes to the neighbor's house with a smile on the face, has a cup of tea and comes back home. Then only he called me and said, Amma, neenga correct sonninga, enna sonninga? That's why I said, neenga ella school la poi knowledge is power nu solringale, adu thappu. Wisdom is power. Knowledge is not power. Then he said, neenga eppadi pandrunga? Then he asked me to write a book. So I wrote a book. And he wrote a foreword for that book. And he reads that book in the school. The book simply says, who are you? The book says, you are a monkey. And if you accept that you are a monkey, life becomes very happy. But most of us who are monkeys are told to think that you are tigers in the school. Now every minute you are tense because you should be so careful that your monkeyness doesn't come out anytime. So all the time pretending to be a tiger in life. So we all actors in that stage, drama actors. We are not true to ourselves. But the Indian ancient wisdom says, Vakevam kritevam sajjanam, Vakaivam kritevam durjanam. So say what you do and do what you say. What do? We say something and do something else. English is called walking the talk. But in the television, walking the talk means walking with that ass. That's not talking. Walking the talk is living what you do and what you say. There should be no difference between the two. And Indian Sanatana Dharma says it's very bad. Now, Swamiji, tell me when the time is up. I have told 30 minutes, but I think I have taken about 20 minutes. I'm sorry, good man. Swamiji is a good man. Swamiji should be good man, no? That's why he's called a Swamiji. But he is a really good man. Coming back to the ancient wisdom of the Sanatana Dharma. What does it say? What is science? All science emanated from the Eastern wisdom, of Indian wisdom. The latest Western science is quantum physics, which is not a dead science, it's a living science. Quantum physics now says that matter is energy, E is equal to M. The man who found this out and got a Nobel Prize, his name is Hans-Peter Dürr, says this, quote, unquote, he says, I call this as a duality. No duality between matter and energy. Matter is energy, energy is matter. But the Indian sages called this as Advaita. Remember this? Indian sages called this as Advaita. Tat, Sat. This and that is the same. And he says, I am not even like a child in front of them. But I get the Nobel Prize. They didn't get it. And he says, this is written in the Upanishad. That energy, Bahir Antascha Bhutanam. It is inside and outside of everything. Charam Acharamevacha. It is moving. You're moving all the time. You're a violent creature. But you look solid. That's called Maya. Charam Acharamevacha. Sukshmavatet Avijnayam. It is so subtle that nobody can see it. What is that? Electron. Nobody can see an electron. Durastam. When you don't know, you don't know. Cha, aniketa cha, tat. When you know, it is inside you. Energy. Any physicists here? Why can't you see an electron? Why can't you see an electron? You can't see God, but why can't you see an electron? This is the beauty. Upanishad says, Asino vrajati duram, shayano jati sarvata. You are everywhere. This is exactly what we used to call in Indian philosophy for God. Sarvantarayami. And do you know today, we know what's called manovega. The Western science says the speed of light is the fastest. 186,000 miles per second. But manovega, you are now here, supposing your boyfriend or girlfriend is somewhere in Boston, next second, split second you are there. This is called manovega. That is in the Western science now called teleportation. Teleportation. See, so beautiful. Now you run this world. Remember that? Who runs the world? You run the world. What is the science called? Biocentrism. Everything revolves around you. You run the world. You have your consciousness. You perceive this world and you are the perceiver. And one of the greatest Western scientists, Max Planck, said, there is no perception without a perceiver. Now you all do science experiments in the laboratory with the rat, rabbit, cockroach, right? Now all these experiments are wrong because you have your perception of the world, that rat has its perception of the world. Okay? Let us say a woman scientist does a work on a rat. And the same experiment is done on a rat by the man. The difference in result will be as much as 40%. 40%. So where is the science? The whole of Western science is an edifice built on technology for making money. It doesn't work in reality. I'll give you one example. You don't get sleep.